Like, don't do that ever, but like, there is some. Had something like that with a friend where we had this show that we would go straight off and like not even watching it, and that was like it's not.
Can everybody hear me just fine? All right, yo, welcome to the October edition of the Slam Connection Open Mic. I am your host, LaCroix, also known as Atlas. I get the pleasure of being the founder and director of this amazing organization. Can y'all give yourselves a hand? Y'all look great tonight. Like, real talk. All right, so we're going to get started, but before we get started, we got some house rules. Everybody say house rules. So rule number 1, please silence all cell phones and like any alarms. If you're waiting on food, if you could just wait by like the open area right here. You can still watch the performers, but just to minimize like just shuffling around, we want to make sure we're respecting the mic, which leads to my second rule. Everybody say respect the mic. To all the performers that will be getting on stage, we want to make sure we are giving them our undivided attention. Also, rule number 3, this is a safe place. Everybody say safe place. Here at Slam Connection, we have a saying that we go by. It says, love people, spit bars. We love people no matter where they come from, no matter who they are, no matter what they look like. And we spit bars. One of our main exports is poetry, and we do it dang good well. All right, that's not English, but don't worry about it. Next thing and last thing, meet somebody new. Everybody say somebody new. One challenge we have here is meet somebody you didn't walk into the door with. All right. And then also for all my performers, we have a 4-minute time limit. All right, cool. Also, today we are testing out our live stream stuff. So if you have any stipulations about being recorded or anything like that, just let me know before you go on stage and we'll take care of that. Check. All right. We ready to get started? Gotta do this every week. Are we ready to get started? All right, coming up to the stage, can we give a warm welcome to Ray?
Hello, I work at Column 15. If y'all don't know, a little bit more than that. Come on, Column 15. Thank you. Today, I'm going to be singing a song called Until I Found You. It's by Steven something. I don't know who. Sanchez, thank you. Okay, so here we go. I got my worry stones on me today. Georgia, wrap me up all in your I want you in my arms and let me hold you. I'll never let you go again like I did. Well, I used to say I would never fall in love again until I found her. I said I would never fall unless it's you I fall into. I was lost within the darkness, but then I found her. I found you. Thank you.
All right, give it up one more time for Ray. Come on now. Now, coming up to the stage, we have our Director of Artist Development here at Slam Connection and one of our producers for our open mic, or our producer for not just our live stream, but also our podcast. Everybody say podcast. If you don't already, please go on YouTube, watch our podcast. We talk about slam poetry, art, all the good things in the community, all the good things. Check it out. And guess what? It is free. Everybody say free. On YouTube. Check it out. But without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Daniel.
Everybody good? Everybody good? I literally just wrote my name on the list. I'm Daniel on Instagram. I'm Doorag Daniel, DOOWRAG.Daniel. Coming up soon tomorrow, Slam Connection will be doing a production for Food for Thought Poetry Slam. So Food for Thought Poetry Slam is the largest individual poetry slam in the state, one of the largest poetry slams in the country, have nationally ranked poets coming from around the country coming to compete. We have a couple of our competitors today. They'll probably mention themselves in here. So yeah, if you guys can come out. If not, Slam Connection is also producing a live stream. We have links in our bio and the Food for Thought bio as well. I'm gonna just do a poem. I just wanted to get out the way so I can eat my panini for real. They didn't pay me to say this, but the turkey panini board, y'all, I'm telling you right now. Come on now. All right, let's do a poem. All right, I'm gonna do an unfinished poem. Let's do it. Unfinished. Okay, cool. Nobody? All right, cool. All right. Poetry is a party where some people get too drunk off their own trauma. Some people need to stop mixing the dark parts of themselves with the clear ones, but some people came here to black out. And I learned the hard way. Moderation. Because I was that one poet, too drunk to even hear the scores, yelling from the back like, who made the punch line up to get your fill? I knew I was an alcoholic when the once-a-month poetry party turned to once a week and turned to every other day until I couldn't tell the difference between a poem and a conversation, and every that's a bar gets me closer to your cutoff, chasing trauma down my neck with poems with more proof than the problem itself on an empty stomach. Until I throw up a poem made of nothing but blood and stomach lining, and the burn feels just as bad going up as it did coming down, but this is involuntary. And I love that. See, these poetry parties get me so drunk, I end up seeing parts of myself I never knew existed on the floor, on the audience, and all over myself. I throw up everywhere, and I guess the smell explains your facial expressions. But don't be surprised. After the pints of poetry I put away, the probability of me dropping my poem goes up with my blood alcohol level, because I won't remember any of this. I mean, last call was last round, but my poetry tasted so good. Y'all bought me another one. Y'all just want to see what kind of drunk I'll be today. Well, sometimes I'm a crying drunk, using this poetry slam to disguise tears I should have cried years ago. Sometimes I'm the angry drunk, punching up poems I know will never fight back, forgetting that in a fight with the wall, I always end up bleeding, but most times I'm the poetic drunk. You know, the one you can't tell if they're drunk or not, the dangerous one that looks like they're just enjoying the party, but they've been pre-gaming for weeks. I've got those starter poems tucked like shooters under my seat. The one who drinks so casually you can't remember them sober, like I do poems so much. Have y'all ever seen me not? I mean, I have an addictive personality, but so does everybody. I mean, people don't just watch me drink poetry, they encourage it. And that's why I got so far with that poem. My name is Daniel. Next poem.
All right, give it up one more time for Daniel, bro. Okay, so for those who don't know, Slam Connection, we have regular slam competitions. Everybody say competitions. If you want a chance to make it into our historic Triangle Grand Slam, come on out to our slam qualifiers every second Friday of each month. We started last month. Shout out to our winner in the house from last one, Larea in the house. Come on now. It is $10 per person to get in, but if you sign up to be a judge or a part of the bout staff, you get in for free. Everybody say free. All right, come on now. So without further ado, we got another poet coming up to the stage. But one thing I want to brief you guys on real quick is that when you hear something in poetry, sometimes you do the snap. So everybody snap real quick. If you hear something you like, sometimes you say, ooh, everybody say, ooh. Sometimes it hits you real deep, so you go, everybody say, All right, and sometimes you just need to get up and do a backflip because they said something crazy. It'd be like that. Coming to the stage, one of the poets that will be in Food for Thought Poetry Slam tomorrow. Give it up for the one and only Mo Flows.
All right, how y'all doing? All right. I was hoping I'd just come here and like sneak in without the food for thought introduction. It's all good. So no, I wanted to practice a new poem. So I'm gonna put my phone down, try to get through it. I can still see the light though. Pitch Black is a movie in which Riddick, a man of many skills, often performs heroic acts in spite of self-preservation. With modified eyes, though sensitive to the light, he thrived in the dark. I often saw myself in Pitch Black, under the lights, cameras, action, always playing a role, a complex character, concierge, caregiver, charismatic clergyman, religiously creating comfort for the congregation without confronting my own chaos. But overexposure began to peel back layers of me, exposing a man willing to bear it all for everyone under the sun, eager to please, to be seen as a good guy. The real me cast in a shadow, appearing to be grounded. Well, that was just me living a lie in darkness, where moments going unnoticed felt free. In a dark room, I could turn on a red light and cause everything to stop moving. Process my negatives and produce photos worth 1,000 shuttered words that never develop while on scene. No, I don't have the capacity. Now is not a good time. But if you catch me in the right light, I yes everything. As no is like pulling teeth I need to craft this hollow cheese. Can't you see how I'm posturing to agree? All photogenic, just one click away from appearing in a snapshot, materializing in a flash, while blinding myself and stumbling over my own borders. Autonomy cropped out and rolled up into a reality projected on the widescreen, creating the illusion that I'm big enough to carry the load. But yes, became a knee-jerk reaction. Couldn't stand on a hard no, nor explain how I had become so acquainted with yes without knowing why. Avoiding guilt, fear of rejection. Maybe as a child, I felt abandoned, praying the light of day wouldn't come too soon and expose my truth that I actually love being alone. Maybe that's when I decided to take a shot at being picture perfect, thinking if they perceive that I could do more than what they put their minds to, they view me vividly. Appreciate the introverted pixels of me. I didn't realize that I was depicting a portrait that will polarize into the splitting image of whatever they needed. So yes, I often hid in pitch black, stuck in this paradox, unafraid of the dark, yet petrified of not showing up. But I am no Riddick, just a ridiculous yes man stuck in a collage of photos, standing beside everyone but myself. But what's hidden in the dark always comes to light. And I'm finally getting the picture, removing this shadow box and replacing with a new frame of mind, modifying my eyes to appreciate my radiance, glowing with crystal clear clarity, focus, unfiltered, and enhanced self-image, so virtually engaging that I now know what saying yes to myself looks like. And so I definitely appreciate the space. You know, for all of us that do, you know, everybody here does poetry, perform some type of art, you know, and it's different when you practicing it by yourself as opposed to doing it in front of people. So I appreciate the space. I wanted to come, and I purposely wanted to come here because I've been here before, and I like the vibe. It's a nice, safe space, no pressure, good vibe. So I appreciate the platform. Now, one more thing before I go. I know I'm out my 4 minutes, real quick. I just came out with my book, right? I just came out with my book. So listen, if you like what you heard today, there's other stuff in that book. Please follow me. The link is on there. It's at Mo Flows. I'm gonna say it real slow because I know somebody in here is gonna follow me and purchase that book. It's MOEFLOWZ. And my website's right there in the bio. So once again, thank you. I appreciate it.
Give it up one more time for Mo Flows. Come on now. Come on now. We love it. We love it. We love it. All right, we're going to keep this thing going. Coming up next to the stage, can you give it up for Max?
Hey everybody, I'm Max. As the folks that I came in with can attest to you all, I'm involved in theater. This will be a little excerpt from the show that I'm doing currently, and I hope y'all enjoy it. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, and then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths, sudden and quick in quarrel, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good cape and lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, and so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big, manly voice turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
All right, come on, man. Shout out to the kids, man. We love it. We love it. Shout out to theater kids in the building. We love that. All right, all right. We gonna keep this going. Coming up next to the stage, can you give it up for Aaron?
Hi, everyone. I'm Aaron. I haven't been here in a little bit, but I'm back with 2 new short poems. So I got that. Neither of them has names yet, so if you have any suggestions at all, please come up to me after I've performed with these 2. New stuff. The first one's about cutting nostalgia, and the second one is about making food as an act of love. So the first one. I swore that I was steadier. Oh, I swore that home was heavier, and maybe it's the gift of getting there, but I've never felt so far. I hold me like a child when I need to, when everything is solid and I'm see-through, wishing there was comfort in my own touch. I wish I didn't think about it this much. Maybe I could settle down. Maybe if I learnt a little town, kissed my baby on the mouth and slept beside them every night. Would I still be aching for my childhood and recreating everything that felt good? Wincing when it never feels the same. Winded with the knowing that it won't change. Then the second one, and this one's a little bit more irregular. I've been experimenting with irregular lines. Slow. It's so slow. The collecting of the pieces, one of each so delicately chosen for the slow passage to your body, passing through your lips, and oh, one last note for the conversation. You, watching you. And the ritual begins. It's ancient and it's all brand new. And you chew on the words and works of labor given oh so willingly to your tongue and your contemplation. I, all my life, have been aching just to feed you, to eat from how you hold your sides, filled and wider, and willing to watch you as you find your wine and draw a smile in the condensation.
Come on, give it up one more time for Aaron coming in hot. All right, just to let y'all know, Aaron has been coming to some of our workshops every last Saturday of each month. We are at the Williamsburg Regional Library. We offer free public workshops 2 to 4 p.m. If you want to learn how to do poetry, want to learn how to do this performance thing, like I said, we offer it free, open to the public, pro bono, out the pocket. Come on now. I can't think of any more adjectives that make you say, come on, come learn. All right, but real quick, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Here's the part. Find somebody you did not walk in the door with, say hi, get a cup of coffee, challenge Mo to a game of chess or something. I don't know. Like, find somebody you didn't walk in the door with. We care about community more than we do about the art. We love the art. But like I said, it's love people first. Check? All right, so we're going to take a 10-minute break, and we'll be right back.
This is it, what? Lucini pouring from the sky, let's get rich, what? They keep the sugar down, what?
Chasing diamond military ice band, every killer down, your bitch at Harlem Buck strut, reason world heights, Hollywood, man, butterfly, could be in your house, from the knuckle swatch, shadow boxes, hit you black out,
Play the deep, what? Sensations at the Montgomery Street and Chiba, fulfilling pleasures at my castle, door, snow out, the boss of Vegas, the Dutch is gone, the logo stop, give me shit, yes, I'm taking it to it's just like that as we proceed.
the seas of Black Sea and Mississippi Seas. Singing like that. Sensation Spanish playing with the ladies who are beats. Bottoms up, sunshine, love, coochie. Now we head out from the Magic City, Chester and Sweet. In London, relaxation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got 5 more minutes, so please get ready to find your seats, get your coffee. We got 5 more minutes, and we'll be right back.
It's life, and we can't get enough of this. This is it, boy. From the sky, let's get rich, boy. This is my sugar, now I can't quit, boy. This is it, boy. This is it, boy. From the sky, let's get rich, boy. This is my sugar, now I can't quit, boy. I'm the focus, get up, and activate, boy. This is it, boy. This is it, boy.
We signed a contract.
Yeah, I actually did not read the fine print of that.
No, there was no
Because, okay.
I'm not that evil.
Alright. Because I thought you were gonna fall from like, oh, it means I can compete on next page or then out of nowhere. No, you gotta practice. Come
That chess game was crazy, but are we ready to get back started? Y'all sound tired. Are we ready to get back started? Cool. So we're gonna keep this energy going. We got another poet coming to the stage. We have our director of community engagement here at Slam Connection, and also another poet that will be in Food for Thought Poetry Slam tomorrow. Give it up for Brianna.
Hi, cool kids. You can follow me on places. My Instagram handle is Brianna_banana. That is BREEANNA_banana, which is what it rhymes with. So you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I do all of the things that people who use social media do. Since I'm in Food for Thought, I should practice. Am I going to? No. I'm going to read. It's been a while since I've done any of my shorter pieces. So I'm going to read a couple newish shorter pieces for you guys today. What do I want to read? This is one I found in a notebook the other day and I forgot that I wrote it. Every love poem I've ever written was only ever half finished because I haven't found my better half. It takes two to tango and the only thing I have two of is left feet. I tend to clumsily stumble around arms that aren't ready for the trust fall. In other words, there was that time where I fell asleep holding her hand and then our fingers never met again. Or that time where I told him I loved him and all he said was, I know. Everyone always knows because I love to accessorize and I think my heart looks really pretty on my sleeve. But just like hair or makeup after a long day, I often come home to find that my heart looks half finished. So I'm sorry if you were expecting a longer poem. And then this one I wrote just now at this table. One of my friends is in labor, and I wrote this piece. One of my dear friends is due to birth her first child this week, the same week of my own birthday. Her little Libra will be a little girl, and I will be her godmother. When she first asked me over brunch if I would like to take on that role in her little girl's life, my response was an enthusiastic yes. But I found myself second guessing after I saw a TikTok by a teenage girl asking what her blindness is. It took me a second to gather what she was asking until I opened the comments to see hundreds of children and adults remarking eyebrow blindness or hair blindness. My fingers instinctively started typing to tell her that the only thing she's blind to is her natural beauty, only to watch my words get swallowed by a sea of every way she doesn't fit grown men's beauty standards. How can I teach little Libra to love herself when I will be just one voice in her comment section? So I closed TikTok and opened Instagram where I saw an ad for discount Ozempic. And when I heard the 2000s were back in style, I didn't realize they meant the eating disorders too. How can I teach little Libra not to count calories when I still suck in my stomach every time there's a camera present? I have found myself second guessing because if little Libra comes up to her fairy godmother and asks me to make her beautiful, I don't know if I will have the strength to tell her that she is beautiful just because she's breathing, or if I will see the same little Libra I see in my mirror, the one who I bought a 12-step skincare routine for, the one who has heard way too many mean words out of my mouth, the one who still sucks in her stomach when a camera is near. If little Libra asks her fairy godmother to make her beautiful, I fear I will raise my wand.
Fear I raise my wand is a crazy way to end a poem. Give it up one more time for Brianna. Come on. All right. Coming up next to the stage, can we give it up for Tara Lee?
Hey, everybody. All right. So, hey, my name is Tara Lee. I'm a poet and editor from Chesapeake, Virginia, and these are my babies. The first is Ignite. The second is So Far Away. And the latest one is The Girl on the Swings, Transparency. I have copies with me if y'all want to check them out later. Let's see, do I have anything else to say? October 26th. So one of our good friends, Samay, he is hosting a Christian artistic movement kind of thing over in Norfolk, Virginia. And I'm going to be part of that list this month, October 26th. I forget the actual place, but I know it's on Butte Street. And I'm so excited for that. But yes, Conduit. So now that I've said all the promotional stuff, let me get into the poems. I'm gonna try out a new one. That I have. I am a calendar app, always freezing when you try to put in a new event, which is to say, making decisions is hard. I'm still learning how to spend my time, prioritize what's important to me. I want you to press wait. Give me time to think. But you always hit force stop and make your own choices. It's no wonder why I stay quiet when you ask for my opinion. I'll just be overridden and you'll do your own thing. So I'm sorry that I'm not the app you want and I've run out of updates. Maybe you should find someone else. Yes. That's the second time I've read it. It sounds better now. I need to just get used to it. Guys, I'm heartbroken. My one true love was not at the counter tonight. Yes, Daniel knows exactly where I'm going with this. So, ode to the column 15 blueberry muffin. I always ate you cold. Let your crumbs stick to my esophagus. I always drank coffee after, not just for the taste, but to make sure there were no remnants whenever I tried to speak. Yesterday, I warmed you up, set you on a porcelain saucer. The wrapper was clinging to your body. I'm not one for tight clothing, but this was too revealing to ignore. I pulled the clothes from your body, took one bite, the moistness of your crumbs slipping down my throat. The pop of blueberry mixed with your sweet cinnamon swirl had me knocked out, and picking you up one piece at a time was more respectful than the grappling of my bare hands earlier. I tasted heaven on a small platter, and I won't disrespect you ever again. Thank you. Thank you. If you want more from me, check out TerraLeigh.com. That is TerraLeigh.com. Once again, TerraLeigh.com. Thank you.
Bro, she got a .com. Give it up for Tara Leigh. Come on now. Listen, some people got books, some people got shirts. She got all three and a .com. Come on now. All right, coming up next to the stage, can we give it up for AJ?
Hello. All right. I'm trying to get better at performing memorized pieces, so it's either gonna go terribly or really well. We'll see. I have this tendency to compare my poetry to the obituary I wrote for myself at 17. It's not a fair comparison because it's not a competition. Those 5 measly words that arose from bloodied bathroom floors don't hold a candle to all the stanzas that have arisen from this pencil ever since that moment, but it's not about the artistry, is it? Most of the poets I know will tell you that the ending is the hardest part of a poem to write. And that's how I know that Death is an amazing poet, because no matter how abrupt or how expected or how violent or how silent or how tragic his endings are, every single one of them is definite. There's no questioning the power in his final flat line that he drops before walking away from the mic. Death held my hand that night. There was no stage and there was no audience. We were performing a beautiful duet. Every dream I'd never live relinquished its grip on the empty promises of tomorrow, and every poem I'd never write settled for the unfinished lines scarred into my thighs. Every goodbye I'd never give painted the night sky and bled away with the sunrise. I wrote Death, the final line for my life, while he held the mic, ready to help me close my eyes. I wrote, I tried. I really tried. He never read it. I tell myself it's because it just wasn't good enough, but I know it's because I just didn't mean it. Tried is a very sad word. A process put in the past tense will never not sound like an ending. It's hard to tell someone that you tried to die. How do you tell someone that you're rejected by death, that dressed in your torment, you begged him for an ending and he had nothing to give you? You tried to pass him the mic, but he wouldn't take it, that you're not talking about this for the attention. You just wish someone would understand that living has turned into trying to live because no one listened when you were trying to die. I had dinner with Stigma the other night. She wears expensive dresses paid for with silence. She talks a lot and doesn't do much listening. If death is a poet, then Stigma is his critic. She decides which deaths are worth dying, which endings are worth publicizing. She said she wasn't interested in my almost death, but she's been following me around ever since. How do you tell someone that you have survivor's guilt from a war fought completely within yourself? That the trenches in your chest fled towards death instead of away from it, that the reparations the losing side had to pay is the only reason that you're alive today, that sometimes the beating of your own heart haunts you with flashbacks when you wished it would just stop. I read this poem to Stigma. She didn't like it. She said that actions mean more than words. She told me to prove it. Something they don't talk about in mental health pamphlets is that sometimes healing is destructive. Sometimes healing feels like overdosing on hard pills to swallow because anything is better than overdosing on real pills. Sometimes healing is realizing that every dinner you've ever had with Stigma was served by people who will never understand what it means to die before you really die. Sometimes healing is accepting that your poetry will never make people understand as clearly as your name in that obituary would have. But you keep writing because you're trying. You're really trying.
Give it up one more time for AJ coming up here with the bars. Come on. That was crazy. That was crazy. All right. Good gracious, that was insane. Coming up to the stage, we have one of our people that help on our Slam Connection team. She is your secretary. She does a little bit of everything for real. Our DJ, our secretary, everything, bro. She is amazing. And again, winner of our first Slam qualifier. Give it up for Larea.
Hello, everybody. That poem was amazing. I just wanted to say that. I'm gonna do this poem. Have to get acclimated to it. Don't have it memorized yet, but it's coming soon. To the pastor who never mentioned my mother during my father's funeral. Know that it's only God holding me back from popping up at your church any given Sunday, but since my mom would say you gotta pick and choose what battles you fight, I wrote about the fight of her life. About the woman who didn't know a blind date in the 80s would lead her into a boxing ring blindsided by addiction, yet she stepped in anyway. Strapped on her gloves, determined to be Muhammad Ali, 5'7" and 120 pounds of pure adoration for the father of her children, but she underestimated the strength of Tyson's right hook. She told me, Rhea, addiction is a nasty opponent who doesn't believe in fighting fair, only dirty. Like those words he said that hit below the belt. The time our living room was the real fight of the century, but you wouldn't know what it's like to try to overcome a fighter outside of your weight class. You only see that she didn't go the distance. See, women are supposed to be devoted cornermen. We've been building fighters from womb to womanhood, making sure our fighters become good fathers, trying to help him defeat all of his opponents, even when he's sparring with himself, but who was going to tend to her wounds? I know so many women who died in a ring trying to save a man from himself, and it was clear you never stepped into the ring, never had to brace yourself or keep your hands up, but women don't get mentioned for surviving, for dodging his mood swings, for trying to tie him up for a moment to breathe. But how many jabs can you take before you become Apollo Creed? And why does my mother have to bleed in a ring in order to be acknowledged in your eulogy? She told me addiction is a nasty opponent who doesn't believe in fighting fair. And I don't blame her for surrendering from a battle she was never signed up to fight. That woman, she be warrior. She gives Balboa a run for his money, been floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee for 62 years. She's the challenger that I hope to become. So to the pastor who never mentioned my mother during my father's funeral, the next time you see her, you better recognize a champion in a room when you see one, and no, you're not invited to the repast.
Give it up one more time for Larea. Come on now. As y'all can see, there are a lot of great poets in the room. This is really a community that we've helped to foster over really the last almost 2 years now. Like, good gracious. I remember when we first started in that room and we just kept going. I'm segueing into something here because we have a big announcement to make. So starting on Monday, myself as well as the Slam Connection team, we've been working with the city of Williamsburg to get something very special to happen here in the city. For the first time, starting on Monday, the Poet Laureate program will be starting and opening to the public on Monday. And yours truly will be putting in an application. So I say all this to say, whip out your phones, follow us on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all of the things, because we will be putting out a petition to get me installed. So, yeah. Y'all ready for your next act? Y'all ready for your next act? Okay, cool. I'm just making sure y'all awake. All right, coming to the stage, we have a singer coming in hot with the notes and stuff. All right, coming to the stage, can y'all give it up for Emma Rose?
Hey guys, I just got my panini, so yeah, I appreciate the, yep, all right. So you can find me on Instagram at AMOREROSE_, and that's my TikTok too, and everything else. Okay, all right, I'm ready. I'm out of breath a little bit, but I'm ready. Can't get you off my mind all the time we spend. Crazy about you, baby. I know this won't be long. Just holding on, sleepless. I'm desperate for your time. Can't get you off my mind. I can't get you off my mind. 'Cause you're the one that I want. Nobody else comes close to you. 'Cause you're the one that I want. Nobody else comes close to you. When it's tough, can't walk away, work through the harder things with you. 'Cause you love me, even when I'm not the best of me. Working hard to be the one of your dreams. Thank you for being so patient with me and the things I don't see. 'Cause you're the one that I want. Nobody else comes close to you. 'Cause you're the one that I want. Nobody else comes close to you. Guys, it's been a while since I've been up here, so it was a little hot up here. But AMOREROSE. Thanks.
All right, give it up one more time. Come on now. Coming in with the chops. All right. Y'all ready for the next act? Yeah. All right, cool. Coming up to the stage, can we give a warm welcome to Kayla?
I'm a Christian rapper, so I'm just gonna do one of my Christian raps.
Looking for Bluetooth signal. Connected.
Hello? Hello? Sorry. Calculator, my calculator, cost the best in the game grader. These creators every hour favorite. Also start to go like a waiter. Calculator, concentrated, not hesitating. I'm super staying, I'm humiliated. I'm hammer, reconciliated. The author, house, illustrator, our destiny. We're not complaining, so we're crazy, we're product, faith, and the most dollar. Calculator, my calculator, cost the best in the game grader. These creators every hour favorite. Also start to go like a waiter. Calculated, concentrated, not hesitating. I'm super staying, I'm humiliated. I'm hammer, reconciliated. Trust in the Lord, I think you'll love it. Why do you fight with all the power, shine the metal, but don't be rebel? I put the devil in his mouth. Just came in to love that demon. Don't yourself be such by demon. And never trust without zero. God's opinion show you sin. You wasn't the same as God's opinion. Our Lord, the face ever I'm in. That's not about him or she, no me, no in your rights of friend. They know power will to friend. They know all the changes destinies. Our destinies the best of me. It's best in cheese, see, and because lesson will be eternal. Comes a girl, God's eternal. Now you sin and God's vision. God's essential, God's vision. That's your soul, you your hope. Listen to God, and your hope. Don't wait too late, too late. Take your time, let it play. Calculator, my calculator. God's the best in his number. He's created here now for you. I'm just here to the light way. Calculating, concentrated, not hesitating. I'm super staying, I'm humiliated. I'm hammer, reconciliated. The author has negotiated our destiny. We're not complaining, we're super created. Our faith in the most all over. Calculating, my calculator. God's the best in his number. He's created here now for you. I'm just here to the light way. I'm proud of stress and elegance because of this mess and getting flesh with fire. I'm not promising. On the phone, the West Virginia, on every dollar, she's in the cruise, I'm on my dollar, I'm going to be else, filled with dollar, I'm going to do the last one, God's me, God is mercy, God is mercy, God is mercy, time to be some hesitate, but first, mercy, God always, for always, and all the days, to talk on what, love the Lord, and never stop. When I die, without that prayer, I'll keep my daughter, she don't win, I got it, I see empathize, he saved her, cause the pit and lost, because otherwise, no life without their hope, without some God's heart, loving God, the central, try to finish with a central, so this year, the whole of the one you save your soul, at calculator, my later, God's the best in his number. He's created every kind of favor. That's what's going to the light way. Calculating, concentrating, not hesitating. I'm still staying, I'm humiliated. I'm never reconciliated. The author has me illustrated our destiny. We're not complaining, we're simply praising. We've got a faith in the most all over. Calculating, my calculator. That's the best in his number. He's created every kind of favor. That's what's going to the light way. The difference of my life when sin was attracted. The sum of my life when God was added. And it was after the Holy Spirit. To be after job and the satisfaction with God contacted. The difference of my life when sin was attracted. The sum of my life when God was added. And it was after the Holy Spirit. To be after job and the satisfaction with God contacted.
You know it's serious when they bring their own mic to the stage. Come on now. Give it up one more time for Kayla. Come on now. We love it. We love it. Love having it. All right. Coming up next to the stage, coming back to the stage, we have Aaron.
Guess who's back? Back again. Aaron's back. So I have two poems that I'm kind of debating between doing, and for those of you who are new or haven't seen me before, there's a thing I do where I ask the audience to pick based on a name and a brief description. The first one is Blood, Water, and Clay that I performed a bunch of times before. It's about my contentious relationship with my parents, and it's formatted like a slam poem. The second one, I wasn't sure if I had performed at all before, and AJ said that, like, no memory of that one. That's Grown. It's about being a teenager with an eating disorder. So if you want to hear Blood, Water, and Clay, that's one finger up. If you want to hear Grown, that's two fingers up.
New stuff.
But yeah, that's Grown. All right, here we go. I want to be little again. Break into back bends, rush of blood, headstands. I want to be little again because my back is bent and my head can't stand it now. I want to be little. I want to be thin and I want to look brittle like bones and skin. I want to be little, as small as I can, but I'm only human. With my shoes so small, I felt 10 feet tall. My potential reigned perfect for my age. You'd be mortified at it, how I glorify it, when I felt as small as I did. But I know that I've grown, so I'll throw out the clothes that I swore that I'd keep, just in case. I could lose the weight or regress in age to 14, when my problems all were bound to resolve in the comfort of my home. I'll still want to be little, but it's good that I've grown.
All right. Give it up one more time for Aaron. Come on now. All right, and that is the end of our open mic list. However, you are still welcome to hang out until they finally kick us out. Please, like I said, if you haven't already, get yourself some coffee, get yourself a panini, get yourself a blueberry muffin. Shout out Tara Lee. All right. I'm being requested to do a poem. So hold on. Let me get my life together. Hold on. I feel, man, I be trying to sneak out of here. Y'all be catching me. Talking about, I'll be trying to sneak out of here without doing a poem, but all right. All right. All right. So we got a problem. We running low on chicken. This is actual facts. I read an article somewhere that said we're going to pretty much be out of chicken and natural food by like 2050. So listen, boss, apparently chickens can't reproduce eggs fast enough to keep up with human consumption. So I think I speak on behalf of every KFC, Bojangles, Zaxby's, Popeyes, Hardee's, and Chick-fil-A. We gonna need some more chickens, or rather chickens that are willing to stay in their place, because boss, there's a hen in this house that has dreams of being a sparrow because she heard God does better jobs of taking care and feeding them. And there's a rooster in my coop that dreams of being an eagle, but his father called it the American dream, and he just calls it being able to afford rent. If he leaves, all the other chickens are gonna wonder why the pigs are flying before they can. But boss, there's not enough bacon in the budget to keep them here. Because of the chicken shortage, because of 2020, the chicken shortage, we didn't have enough revenue to last the quarter to keep up this farm open. We're still financially recovering from the bird flu back in the day. And the world was so quiet that the cornfields began to whisper scrambled messages that we might actually be cooked. Boss, I'm pretty sure you heard by now that they're telling hens what they can do with their eggs, but it's our chicken, our choice. But you know what? I've read Poultry 2025. We don't need educated chickens. We just need meat for the grinder, food for the soul-sucking abyss we call a stomach. Boss, we don't care what the FDA says. We just don't care if depression and anxiety hang over them like vultures in our system waiting to produce roadkill. We just need more chickens because, boss, if we don't get these numbers up, the wolves that run this system gonna eat us next. Thank you. Can I do one more? All right. So I'm just another angel. Just another worker in heaven's cubicle, God's holy immigration office. And what they say is true. The gates of heaven, there is a gate, but it's always open, like the arms of your grandmama's house. And I love my job. Like, best thing about it is that music plays every time a soul enters heaven, like a symphony of love. A cacophony of joy as if God is playing a duet with humanity again. It almost reminds of Eden. Man, those are the good old days. So you had to imagine my surprise when the angels ain't sing this time, as if their voices were stolen from them like the voices of children in classrooms or like a soul during a standardized test. I seen them coming in by the busload, packed in like sardines, yet eager to get out like bullets from an AR-15. These kids, they couldn't have been older than Uvalde. Each one of them with the phone next to their ear, still waiting for a police response. I asked the guardian angels how they made it here before they made it home. And have you ever seen a defeated angel? War still plastered onto their wings, talking about, you know, we can only move as fast as the laws to protect them, which is why we were forced to stand back and sing hallelujah as the heavens began to open. You know, when evil enters a school, there's a symphony of screams, a cacophony of locked doors, and ancient cadence that triggers your primal urge to dance. I mean, run! Because if you listen to the white noise of politics long enough, you will forget that there's an active drummer in the choir room letting off paradiddles. Tell me, what's a God complex to a dollar sign? Why are we still acting like all creation ain't still recoiling from Columbine? Heaven has a traffic jam full of school buses, and thoughts and prayers don't fill up gas tanks. I know because the other day there was a girl that sat at my desk and her Parkland High School t-shirt still had bullet holes in it, confused as to why she got pallbearers before a learner's permit. I know because a little one knocked on my door. He couldn't talk, so I had to peel the sandy hook off his mouth only for him to say, "Mr. Angel, can you tell my mom I made it home?" And little does he know, I'm just another angel. Just another worker in heaven's cubicle, God's holy immigration office, and I promise you I love my job. But for the first time in eternity, I brushed up my resume. Thank you. All right. And that is the end of our Slam Connection open mic. Stick around, meet somebody you didn't walk in the door with, and we will catch y'all next week at our Slam. It is $10 to get into the door, but if you sign up to be about staff or judge, you get in for free. Also, one thing we didn't talk about tonight, every third Friday of the month, everybody say third Friday. It's a little different this month because we got some other stuff going on. Every third Friday of the month, we will have our Underground Slam. Winner gets a cash prize. It will be at Bizarro's Deli in the Williamsburg Premium Outlets. All right. It starts at 7:30. It's a little after dark. Slam Connection after dark. Starts at 7:30. If you're interested, same deal of prize, $10 per person. But if you get into the door, sign up to be about staff, you get in for free. Check. And then one last thing. We have a special event happening here on these couches on Friday, October 18th. Me, Brianna, and Daniel will be hosting a live recording of our podcast. It is free to get in. All of you guys are welcome. We'll be having a live Q&A and maybe a live performance. We'll see. So yeah, stick around and we catch y'all later.